Hello, I'm Patsy, and I'm here today to talk to you about DevRel, or developer relations, or developer avocado, or developer Adventist, or commit manager. There are lots of names of roles that we can put her into under the DevRel umbrella. So I'm going to be telling you a little bit about it today. Okay, so what's in the agenda for today? What is this DevRel thing? I'm going to be explaining what it is, how I got into this, what do we do, what does DevRel in general do, and are you a person that can be a DevRel? If you are interested, how can you be a DevRel? Then in the end, I'm going to be sharing some resources that I have used in my DevRel journey. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so first and foremost, who are you? Hi, I'm Patty. I am a developer relations engineer at Neuralic. I'm also a Brazilian immigrant, self-learner front-end developer. I used to be a nanny for several years. I'm passionate about streaming, so you can always find me on twitch.tv/pattycode. I'm streaming almost ever. I'm streaming every weekday. Different things like Python, front end. I have been getting some hardware. So, you can join me anytime. I think I'm funny and I love my community. I really love the developer community I have around Twitter, around Twitch. I just have lots of awesome people around me. So, this is me in real life. Kind of, no? And it's me. If I was a cartoon, though my hair is not that green anymore. So, let's make my face smaller. My face is awful big. I'm gonna put myself here. What is DevRel? You can hear lots of words like I say in the beginning, developer relations, community manager, developer advocate, developer avocado, developer evangelist. So in short, DevRel stands for developer relations, and a DevRel is a connection between a company and a developer. We are mostly developers that got into a more community-based role. We advocate for the community about the company we work for, about the products they offer, and at the same time we bring background from the community, from the devs to our company. So our company can offer a product the devs are happy to have. There are different names. Some of these names have a kind of different roles and change, but basically developer relations are people that deal with developers and they deal with the relations. So I like this quote very much. To the community, I represent the company. To the company, I represent the community. And I must have both other interests in mind at all times. I got that mantra on a blog post wrote by Mary Tangwell. I'm not sure if she's the author or who is the author. If you know who the author is, let me know so I can give me credit. But yeah, so that's the sum of DevRel. Sometimes we are under marketing, sometimes we are under customer success, and sometimes we are under engineering. It depends and varies because we work with everything. But yeah, this mantra sums it. We work for the company, but the company is not our only boss. You, developer community, also dictate how we do our work. Okay, how did I get into DevRel? I have this nice timeline here. So I started learning to code in 2018. I started with basic stuff, using the internet, HTML and CSS. And not even a year later, I started writing blog posts. I was still learning how to be a dev. I was still working in any, but I just started writing on dev.to because I want to document my journey. Then in January of 2020, I started getting really active on Twitch, on tech Twitch as you call, just to build a community, know more people, learn more. We have lots of great resources there. So expose yourself to a community, to Twitch. That really helped me. And in April last year, 2020, I started streaming on Twitch. live code. And again, I made great friends, I made a great community, I grew a nice audience, and I fell in love with streaming. And why I mentioned these things, I'm gonna get to that soon. So I accidentally got a DevRel job. How accidentally? I was applying for front end jobs, and again, as I mentioned, I was writing a lot. I was active on Twitter, and I was streaming. So I was applying for a front end freelancer job, and the person that was talking to me, they asked me, "Hey, are you interested in DevRel?" I did not know what DevRel was, but I didn't want to say no because what if DevRel was something interesting? So I just Googled it. I got an idea for what DevRel was. I wasn't really sure. I was not very confident what DevRel was, but I say yes, I would like to try it. And then I got my first DevRel job. It was actually freelancer. It was like 10 hours a week. And what I did was mostly writing tweets from the company, but with a developer's voice. And that is what makes DevRel or separates DevRel from marketing. You have to be a developer because the developers want to hear from other developers, not from the marketing team. So yeah, I got the job and I started learning more about DevRel. And I figured out that I never had a dream job before, like, oh, a dream job. And being DevRel was kind of my dream job, even if I didn't really know it. And then I found out I was kind of being a DevRel already because I was writing posts, I was connecting, engaging with the community, I was streaming, and those are some things that a DevRel can do. And in November of 2020, I was acquired as a developer relations engineer by Neuralink, and that's what I've been doing. I'm a dream job. That's it. So what does a DevRel do? What do I do? A DevRel wears many hats, and this is a job that, how can I explain this? Every company has their own idea of DevRel and their own needs. Some need awareness, some just need more clients, some just need a more active community. So what do you do with the DevRel? Will depend on your company goals. Here are some things DevRels do. We wrote blog posts, documentation, tutorials. We give talks, presentations, and workshops. Like I kind of doing it right now. One vital part of this, listen to the community and connect the community to the company. We want to listen to the community, so make sure that our company work for, are improve their service, their product, their software with the feedback from the community. Developer is the center. Developers are the center of what you do, and our goal is to better their experience with the product or whatever it is the company we work for offers. When developers love it, so make sure to make the connection. Now, what I personally do on my job right now, I stream on Twitch a lot, as I mentioned before. For my whole, we are focused on awareness and educating developers. So I stream Python for newbies, I stream front-end basics, I have been playing on hardware, and I also write a lot of blog posts on the Relicans. The Relicans is this very cool community and blogging platform that New Relic is keeping, and I'm going to talk more about that. I record podcasts, like my team. We run two podcasts, and we take turns interviewing people. And I'm working on the creation of a champions type program. That's something I'm very excited about. Creating my company very own MVP. So in my team, we have 10 people. We all have the same general jobs like streaming, writing, posting, but we all have also our own not side projects, but projects that we work with within the team. Like in my case, I'm working this champion program. It's called the Builders. Some people work with Ruby conferences, some others with just with other things that make sense for us. And we are on the same team, so we have a very diversity of functions and goals and projects within that team. But again, most of the roles I'm at do not have big teams. They are like one person team or two. So it's going to vary a lot from company to company. Now, if you're listening to me, like, okay, this DevRel thing is quite interesting. I think maybe I would like to do it or to know more about it. So I have a few questions to ask you to make sure that you really would like it, that would really be a good fit. So take a minute to think about these questions. If you want to just write it down. And do you love community? Like, do you love community? You like be around people, you're like helping people, listening, hearing from people, getting feedback, teaching, sharing your opinion. And that can be in diverse forms. Like I have a strong community on Twitter, I have a strong community on Twitch, I have the Relicans where I share blog posts and now is commenting. So community can take diverse forms, but you have to love community in whatever form it takes for you. You had to be out there making connections, building relationships, and you had to enjoy it because that's heavily a part of what DevRel does. Is creating content your thing? Like you enjoy creating content? Again, it can be writing blog posts, it can be a podcast, it can be a YouTube video, or live streaming. Do you like it? Like, do you enjoy it? Of course, you don't have to be passionate about your job, but if you like it, if you feel like something that you're good at, that's very helpful. My third kind of question is, are you a developer? It doesn't really matter right now what level you are, if you're starting or if you're a senior, but are you a developer? As I said before, what separates DevRel from customer experience or from marketing is that we're developers. We're talking as a developer to a developer. So even if you're a junior, that's okay. But you have to have some developer experience, have been working with code, so you know how to talk to the developers in an authentic way without faking it. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one list. Building relationships is different from networking. And again, those next questions are more about my personal DevRel philosophy. Networking is kind of easy. You just go talk to people, say hi, talk to them 5 minutes, give your business card, whatever. People are gonna know you, you know them, but are you leaving a mark? So I don't like networking. I like to build relationships. I like to build honest relationships. I like to get to know people. I like being interested in what they're doing. Sometimes they get back to me. For example, I got the job I have right now because somebody who I interact with on Twitter, she thought of me when she was interviewing for this position, and she didn't really feel like she was a fit. She thought I was a fit, and I was. I do ready to make a difference. And again, this is not mandatory to be a DevRel, but in my opinion, this is necessary to be a good DevRel. Okay, as a DevRel, we have influence. You're gonna be some sort of influencer. Somehow, people are gonna be reading your material, watching your videos, listening to your podcast, so you have a voice. You can just teach technical things, basic things, and that's okay. But if you want to go above, you have to be ready to be a good influence. And that's what I mean by make a difference. People want to look at you like, hey, look what this person posts on Twitter. They're pretty cool. What kind of developer are you? What kind of DevRel you want to be? So that's important for me. And again, that's a personal thing. Maybe you know how to make a difference. You just want to write documentation and record tutorials. That's fine. But in my opinion, you can do so much more. So why not? And last but not least, be ready to explain again and again. DevRel is not new by any means, but lots of people still don't know what it is, and that's okay. It's not like I said, we have 1,000 names for DevRel. We have 1,000 of roles and expectations. So, I actually wrote a blog post in Portuguese. That's my native language, in English. So when somebody asks me what DevRel is, I just send the link. And it's also good to have like just an elevator pitch. DevRel is a role of people that work with community and connecting to the company or vice versa. Yeah. But you have to be ready to explain. Now, how can you get started? That's some great tips. Again, I am a newbie myself. I don't have the absolute truth. Those are things that worked for me, and I think they are great start points. You don't have to do everything, but you can use it and find your own framework. So the first thing is choose your type of content. Like I say, you can do YouTube videos, podcasts, write a tweet, write blog posts, documentation. My content type is streaming on Twitch, live coding Twitch. That's my thing. That does not mean that I don't do everything else, but the the content type that I want to distinguish myself, to be known for, is Twitch. On second, start writing. Again, like I said before, Twitch is my thing. Live code is my thing. But we don't stop there. Writing is a good start point because you can share your journey, you can share what you learn, what you're learning, you can teach others, and you can kind of start building a portfolio, right? It's a good entry point if you still unsure. Recording a video, you put your face out there. It's a bit scary, same for the podcast. But writing simple, you can just write something, even if into like a fake avatar if you want, and just put your content out there. I mean, I do not recommend doing it in a fake avatar because you kind of want people to start knowing you. But writing is the best. And again, you don't have to be super technical. Like if you go to DevRel and you go to my first blog posts, was just me sharing my journey. Like, hey, I'm start coding today, and today I coded this website, and that was cool. Just get started. My third tip is be active in communities. Like I said before, communities are the core of DevRel. So it can be different communities. Like I say, I am great. I have a great Discord community, Twitch, and Twitter. And it can be it's like Overflow. It can be maybe your programming language of preference has a big community somewhere. Just connect with people. And again, creating relationships, building relationships, not just networking. Last but not least, keep coding. Like I say, you have to code. Because if you're not coding, how we're going to relate to the pain points of developers? You don't have to be coding 24/7. We don't have time for that. But if you're a student, keep learning, keep creating side projects, keep being active, just coding. And you're going to have more insight to share. You're going to have more content to talk about and more points to connect. So that was mostly what I have for you. So I'm going to share some resources. There's a lot up there, but those are my favorites. I would totally recommend you all, if you are interested in DevRel specifically, the Getting Started in Developer Relations by St. Julian is a great book. Explains to you a lot about the basics and is very helpful. If you just want to create content, you're not sure if you want to go to the DevRel route, but you like to start creating content, I cannot recommend enough Stephanie's Moreno book, Developer Guide to Content Creation. Is a great book too, and helps you to get clear on content creation, creating a calendar, what you're going to write about or post about. So even if you don't want to be a DevRel, but you'd like to share more content, that's a great book. Last but not least, The Business Value of Developer Relations is an awesome book. It's a bit deeper, so I would recommend it after you read Getting Started in Developer Relations, or if you already have your feet wet in Developer Relations ocean. But it's a great book. I really recommend it. And also there's some newsletters that I follow. DevRel Weekly is by Mary Tangerwell. That's the same person that wrote the Business of Developer Relations. Avocados.net is another great newsletter. And Developer Micro Skills is by St. Julian, the author of Getting Started in Developer Relations as well. I'm going to link all these resources in the descriptions. And I also have a GitHub repository with a link to this all and with a short bullet points of this talk. So you can find me places. So that's all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Pachi. I go for Pachi Codes and pretty much every social media out there. Very active on Twitter and Twitch. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach me out anywhere that you can find me. I do prefer Twitch though, or Twitter, yes. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you want to be a DevRel, was connect. Bye.